Welcome back to our channel, Mullet Party of Four. This is our second video of the cabin project that we have been working on. This is an old single-wide, a 1970s single-wide trailer. We've been in the process of converting it into the tiny yellow cabin out in Montana at my husband's family's farm. In our last video, we had a really fun time-lapse showing everything that we've done over the last 4 to 5 years. We only have summers to work on this, and so it's amazing looking back and seeing all the progress that we've made. In today's video, we wanted to highlight a little bit more the materials that we've used in this cabin. We definitely want to salvage as much as we can and use what we can around the farm, and so that's kind of what today's video is, just showing what has gone into it.
Alright, back to the project. Clearing out the fence. Used to be a fence in there. Now we're building a fence out there, and everywhere that you see tall grass in here in a kind of a circle used to be a fence. There's some right there, and then all the way around was a little horse corral. So we tore that out, and now we're pulling up the big corner posts here. Here and watch. These come out pretty easy usually. Go. Have to fill in these holes now.
These posts that they're pulling out right here are actually old telephone poles that they used for the old fencing that was around the trailer. They ended up taking these posts and using them to build like a wind barrier wall that we actually use around the pool that we put out close to the trailer. It's been really fun for the kids, and so we'll have to do a video more about our pool project that we also have going on out here. Another really neat opportunity that we have is that we're really close to the Yellowstone River, and so we actually collect driftwood, and we've been collecting the driftwood to build a new fence around this little property, and that's been a lot of fun. My husband and I and the kids will go out and spend the afternoon out by the river, and then we'll just find all the driftwood and we'll bring it back, and so we've been creating a fence with that. As you can see in this video, we kept the original siding of the cabin, or of the trailer, in its original state. We did put some reinforcement framing around the outside to support the new roof that we put in. One thing about this trailer, and I'm assuming is common with most older single-wide trailers, is that the walls are really, really thin, and so they're not super well, this one was not super well insulated. My mother-in-law and my father-in-law actually lived in this trailer when they first got married and moved out to Montana, probably like 40 years ago. And their biggest complaint was that it was really, really cold, especially in the winter months. And so we wanted to make sure it was really, really well insulated. So what we did is when we ripped out the ceiling, we took all the insulation that was in that ceiling and we saved it to use on the outside. And that way we were able to double the insulation in the walls. And then we purchased all new insulation for the ceiling. And that way we were able to basically seal it up a little bit better. And hopefully it'll be warm during those winter months. We then took this house wrap and we basically wrapped as we went. So as we put the insulation up and finished one side, we'd just wrap it with this house wrap. The insulation project was definitely a messy project. I myself did not like working with it. It was really messy, really gross. As you put it up, it just kept falling down. You can see that we actually used duct tape and packaging tape to hold it in place. This portion of the project, putting up the insulation and the house wrap, I think took about a week for my husband and I to work on, as well as my father-in-law. It's tough because my husband does work his full-time job, also helping around the farm with his dad. The only time to really work on this during the summers is basically after work hours and Saturdays. So it's kind of amazing looking back and just seeing everything that we were able to get done in such a short amount of time.
I'll put my light in a bottle.
After we completed with the house wrap, my husband and father-in-law began to put up the new siding. This siding, I believe my father-in-law had gotten at a auction site like maybe 20 years ago, so again it worked out perfect. He basically had it sitting in storage for the last 20 years, and we were able to put it to use. We use this for both the siding as well as the roof.
As we wait on the timing, together we find it. There's more than one way to go home. I know you're tired.
On this side of the cabin, we had the idea of putting in a really large window. As you can see, my husband cutting it out here in this picture. This picture window is in our girls' bedroom and serves as cross lighting throughout the cabin. One part of the project that was really fun is we took this old barn and we harvested barnwood from it. And we used that barnwood inside the cabin for some of the walls. We did walls in the kitchen, walls in the living room, and in the back bedroom where the girls' bedroom will be. As we ripped the barnwood off, we sanded it down and put like 5 coats of varnish on it, basically so that if you rubbed your hand against it, you wouldn't get any slivers. So this is my husband and my father-in-law as they're just pulling apart pieces from this barn. The barn was built back in like the early 1920s, and I believe it fell in the early 2000s. And it's actually been a really great resource around the farm. We've used it for a lot of stuff, and now we get to put it into the cabin.
If the moon gives up rising, the sun stops it shining, you know you've got a hand to hold. As we wait on the timing, together we find it. There's more than one way to go home. Yeah, there's more than one way to go home.
Another resource that we used was this old corrugated tin off of this building right here. We may have broken a window in the process. We used it as backsplash in our kitchen as well as some in our bathroom. It's really been fun to see the progress of this cabin come together. It's definitely been a labor of love. It's been a lot of work, but it's fun. I feel like we finally can see the light at the end of the tunnel. We're excited this summer. We plan on spending the whole summer out in Montana and completing this project. So thanks to those of you who have subscribed. You've definitely been an encouragement to us. And don't forget to hit like and hit that bell for notifications and continue to follow us on this crazy cabin journey.